just in the last month. And if these other states take off, then I think the surge could sustain itself for at least another 4 to 6 weeks.
Given what we saw happening in India as the Delta variant basically, came from there, it now looks like the CDC's mask guidance back in May was a big mistake. Do you concur?
At this point, we need to put everything we can towards controlling this virus, and one of the things, of course, is masks. But I want to qualify that by saying, and I think this has been a difficult message for many, it's the nuanced message, it's what kind of mask you're using. I would tell you, if the old car you have has a seatbelt in it and that's it, use it. But if you can get a modern car that has a seatbelt harness, a collapsible body frame, airbags, a computer system to reduce your speed with an impending crash, and shard glass so you don't get cut, use that. And we've not paid any attention really to giving the public the message that you need much more effective masking, such as the N95 mask that we talk about, or the KN95 for kids. So yes, I think masking is very important right now. Remember, while vaccination is still the number 1, 2, and 3 weapons we have, if even everyone got vaccinated today, this surge would go on as it is right now for the next 4 to 6 weeks, because these people would not yet have immunity. So what they can do today, though, is mask, but get effective masks, and that's really important.
So are you saying, I'm going to hold up my mask here that I wore this morning, this one here, which is just a decent cloth mask that many of us buy on Amazon, not good?
Well, let's put it this way. If you were in a room with someone who is smoking, would you smell that smoke? That is an aerosol. And you know how they travel. You've walked down the street where you get the whiff of smoke and you see somebody 20 feet in front of you. And so that's the test we have. Now, a cloth mask surely can give you some protection, but it's not the kind of protection that you get when you use a much more effective mask. We have not talked about that nearly enough. The other thing, Chuck, we've been doing a study looking at the public use of masks. We find routinely 20 to 25% of the population will continue to wear the mask under their nose. That's nothing more than a diaper chin for your chin. And so I think that what we want to do is inform people, yes, mask, but most importantly, give them the information about how they can get the more effective masks and how they can use them.
There's a lot of people right now when it comes to kids and the virus that think back to the guidance last year when it was pretty clear that even if kids got the virus, they weren't serious outcomes. Is it changing with Delta? We're seeing more children in hospitals. Pediatric hospitals are starting to get overwhelmed. Is this just, that's the largest group of unvaccinated Americans and that's why it's there? Or do we need to rethink our virus guidance for kids under 12?
Well, I do believe we need to rethink it. I've been promoting that for some time. The data we have used to come up with recommendations for opening our schools is really exactly as you pointed out, from pre-alpha, the previous variant, as well as now Delta. And this is a different virus in the sense that it's much more infectious. Now remember, we still have 90 million Americans in this country that could be vaccinated that are not. And that alone serves as a source for infecting our kids who, as you know, under age 12 cannot be vaccinated yet. And so we do need to do more. And I would also point out the other thing that helps you understand the infectiousness of this virus is the fact that we're now seeing more and more events with outdoor air. Months ago we were saying if you're outdoors, you're pretty safe. We have had a number of events happening where, in fact, people crowded together outdoors get infected. Now, if that's happening outdoors, imagine what happens to our kids when they're closely together in schools. So I think that it is important that we recognize, and as you've seen in the first week of school in the South, we've had a number of outbreaks of cases. And so, that we do have to, at this point, recognize this Delta is basically a very, very bad virus in terms of transmission.
And don't forget to protect your eyes, because many people are not going to wear a mask. Unvaccinated and vaccinated can both spread this virus. Stay safe.